verse Salakia. Get Revelation 18 and 1, man. Can't talk to black woman, brother. I saw her looking when we were talking. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get behind that and everything.
It is what it is.
That's beyond. I can already see her spirit starting to get riled up. She was like that. She was like that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, get in well, we can see this. I had it looking on verse 40. Some of these big things. But y'all brothers gotta study, man. For real, man. Gotta study. Matter of fact, open up with that one. Study to show that self-improvement. Spread the legs off on the thing, just move it over a little bit. All right, shalom, shalom. Let's start off with all praise, honor, and glory. Hold on. We start off with giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Let's say double honor to the apostles and the elders, and great millstone for teaching this word of truth and sincerity, and for doing well. And salutations to my fellow Akim, across the forefront of the room, our fellow Akim, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And we out here another week to do what? To prophesy the truth into our people. We out here another week to get scripture as well. 16. We out here to prophesy to our people the truth of the Bible, okay? Because this Bible, this book was written for the elect of Israel, okay? And the Bible contains history, prophecy, okay? Law, statutes, and commandment, wisdom, for you to live on this earth while you're here in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And if you're not living according to the scriptures, then you're off. Okay? In this whole world that we're currently in, the system that we're currently in, the system of the Edomite, okay, the so-called white people, the Edomites, the Bible that the Bible speaks of, the devil, okay, those that go back to you, the Edomites, they're not just the so-called white men. You got Edomites that look like Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You got Edomites that look like Arabs, Chinese, Japanese. Because this man has spread his seed too. Okay, we're here to tell you who you are according to the Bible. What your nationality is, what your judgment is according to the Bible. As well as tell our people, the 1/3 as well as the 2/3, what the judgment will be according to the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And all you brothers out there tuning in, all you select aqua that tuning in, your first goal, if you're not out here preaching and prophesying as a man of Israel, then what you should be doing is studying and understanding the scriptures, man. And you saw, if your brothers was watching the Apostle live stream yesterday, or the live stream preaching yesterday, and you see the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua jump on the apostles, and they were rebuking and admonishing, man. Because you Jacob brothers out there, man, don't just be a Bible holder, man, or a sign holder, man. While you holding them signs up and while you grabbing scriptures, you should be reading these scriptures at home. And this word should be in you, man. That's what the word educate means, to take something that's already in you. And did not the Lord say, this word is in you, man? Hey, bring that up.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Yeah, so study to show yourself approved, man. How you gonna be approved if you're not studying the scriptures, man? How you gonna be approved? How can you answer a question? The scripture says be apt to teach, right? How can you be apt to teach if you're not studying, man? And we don't have to constantly have tests to see if you're studying. We can just ask questions, and if you can't answer these most general questions, you know, that shows that you're not doing your job, man. And your job as a man of the Lord is not just to come out here, cuss out Esau, cuss out 2/3, hold signs, eat chicken and drink, man. That's not it, man. Your job as a man of the Lord is to study, to show yourself approved, man, to rightfully divide. And you saw what happened a week or two ago, that one brother, he wasn't rightfully dividing the scriptures, and it showed, man, in his lesson. He might have thought, oh, I did a good lesson, man, but the whole time you were going off, man. And we as leaders of the camp, we don't have all the time to sit down and watch every video, post our videos, watch videos, scrutinize your videos, man. But the spirit that have us click on one of your videos and listen, and if it's off, man, then it's a problem. Okay? And it starts with us as the heads. Then it goes down to the soldiers, man. And when I was in the army, it was like that, man. Shit rolls downhill, man. Judgment rolls downhill. But if I'm doing what I gotta do, you're supposed to be doing what you gotta do. We're leading by example. You men, you gotta understand, it's people watching y'all, man. It's people actually sitting down. I watch brothers' videos. It's brothers watching your videos, even brothers that might not think that, well, I'm a leader or I'm a teacher. Hey, if I hit your video, we watching it. Guess what? It's other brothers watching it, other sisters watching it, man. And you can lead somebody astray if you don't rightfully divide the word of truth, man. Okay? So you always want to make sure that you know, I just want to bring that out in the beginning. You always want to make sure that you rightfully dividing the word of truth. You have something to say, brother?
Well, I had to speak to this is 1 Peter 3:15. But sanctify the Lord power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Right, so that's how we're supposed to answer questions, man. With meekness and fear of the Lord, that if I don't answer this man's question correctly, according to the scriptures, man, that the Lord's going to do something to me, man. And you got people that come up with their own doctrines, and sit up in a room and say stuff on your mind, and you just create this doctrine pull out your ass. That's because you don't fear the Lord, man. You don't fear the Lord. If you're not doing what's asked of you as it is in the scriptures, you don't fear the Lord, man.
That's why it says, you know, be ready always. You know, so what? To be ready is to know what you're talking about, to know the scriptures, and to know what's going on, you know, in the world, you know, so that you can filter it through the scriptures, man.
Well, being ready means to be prepared.
Prepared, yeah.
Proper pre-planning prevents piss poor performance, man. And you can tell if somebody hasn't been properly prepared. Because if I ask you an answer to a question, you're gonna give a wrong answer, and it's not properly prepared, man. You brothers familiar with the breakdown in Daniel 7:2? Well, let's go to it. Let's get Daniel 2 verse 40, man. We're gonna break it down, man. Let me 2 and 40. Daniel 2 and 40.
So Daniel 2 and 40. This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king.
So what is the story you're talking about? What dream? Who had a dream? You know what he's talking about?
That's
right.
It says, thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the Most High of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art his head of gold.
Yeah, so the Most High put Nebuchadnezzar in a power. And Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, which was the Neo-Assyrian Babylonian captivity, or the Assyrian Neo-Babylonian. He was going to be the head of that captivity that was going to bring in the children of Judah, okay, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi into captivity. Right. But that head, his kingdom was the top one, and then it's going to tell you it's a body. So go ahead, brother.
Verse 38. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, beasts and the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven, hath he given into thine hand.
So the Lord gave King Nebuchadnezzar all this power. So he was giving him a vision, but that vision he couldn't understand it.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art his head of gold.
Yep.
And
so the Babylonian captivity, when you look at the Babylonian captivity ruled under Nebuchadnezzar, that was the top one. That was the best one out of all of these. You had the Roman, you had the Greek, you had the Roman, you had the Neo-Roman, you had the New Roman, or the divided kingdom, which we're in right now. You had that going on, and you would think that, oh, this is the best. You see niggas with Ferraris, big ass houses and shit. You like, oh, this is nice. But they don't compare to what they were doing back then. Because even in Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, they weren't destroying the earth the way that Esau is doing now. Go ahead.
Verse 39, and after these shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another.
Says, after these shall rise another kingdom that's inferior to that kingdom. And what kingdom was that? What kingdom came after the Babylonian? The Babylonian kingdom. All right. So it was inferior to the one that was at top. Go ahead.
It says, inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall.
Hold on. Who in the Medo-Persian kingdom? Who was the strongest out of the Medo and the Persians? Who was the strongest?
Persians.
All right, Persians. That's right. Okay, so the Persians, and they represented the bear. Okay. Why was that? Because it says, let's go back to verse 39 real quick. Well, it has it right here. It's like Daniel 2:1. In the second reign, go ahead, matter of fact, let's go to the top.
It's like
Go
so
back
hard to like.
Yeah, go to Daniel 2:1.
Daniel 2 verse 1, it says, and in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar dreamed a dream wherewith his spirit was troubled and his sleep brake from him. Verse 31, it says, thou, O king, sawest, and beholdest a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Verse 38, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, 39, it says, and after thee shall arise, 38, it says, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given unto thine hand, and hath made thee the ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold.
So the Babylonian kingdom was the head of gold. It was the strongest one. Well, it was the more opulent one. It was the best one. Okay, but then as it goes from the head down to the feet, these different kingdoms, they start to deteriorate and get lesser and lesser in worth and strength and power.
They go from they decrease in value, but increase in strength and harshness, which is what ultimately, the captivity is representing. Obviously all the captivities were bad, but the Babylonian is nothing to be compared to the iron, or to the iron makes it great. Because those metals are, as you go down the line, gold is softer than silver, and silver is softer than brass, and brass is softer than iron, and iron even stronger, where we went through the harshest captivity. So it represents the severity of the punishment that we went through. It says, verse 39, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Now, what was that kingdom? It's right here in front of you.
Oh, the Greek Empire.
So the Greek Empire. You know that Alexander the Greek, he had control over all the known world at that time, including Israel.
Verse 40, it says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Yep, and so that was the Roman Empire. We just read it, verse 40. Keep reading.
Verse 41, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of pottery clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay.
Now, what does the iron and the clay stand for? What does that represent?
The division amongst the leadership of Esau.
Right, and what else?
And it's part strong in some places and part weak in another.
Give an example of a strong nation within that nation.
The strong nation is Babylon, aka America.
Okay, so what if give me an example of a weak one? Well, give me one from Europe. Give me a strong nation out of Europe, a weak nation out of Europe.
London,
Okay.
and then Greece or like Italy.
Yeah, those are weaker nations, right? And then what made them weak through that clay was that debt. And they had no money. Their financial strength was weak. But when you look at the UK, Britain, it's strong. Okay, and it's all mingled up. What's an example of a conglomerate of all of these weak kingdoms, strong kingdoms right now in Europe?
United Nations.
What? Not the United Nations.
The EU.
The EU. What's the EU stand for?
European Union.
Exactly, the European Union, man. So we're in this last leg. We're in a divided kingdom. The Roman is really the Roman kingdom all over again, but it's divided this time. Whereas in the Iron Age, it was strong. It was together. They still had mad divisions going on, but their army was superior. But they were stretched out. They were stretched thin. Same thing that's happening right now. The Roman army, chiefly the U.S. Okay, their military. The U.S. is the military arm of the beast system. Real quick. This is the military. This is the military arm of the beast system is the U.S. man, and that army is spread vastly across the world. I think the U.S. has over 800 U.S. military bases scattered amongst the world. That's the one you know about. All right, so they're stretched thin, man. And then they just recall the soldiers from Afghanistan, man. Why? Because they're trying to do other things, but they can't do it if their army is massively stretched out over here. They're sending 26,000 soldiers here, 50,000 soldiers here, 100,000 here, 200,000. That's a lot of soldiers, man.
That's right now they're accepting like homosexuals and transgenders.
Anybody.
They just need bodies.
They just need bodies at this point. That's why when that draft comes for the Third World War, they just gonna take any and everybody. You're gonna see crippled niggas in the fucking military, man. You just might. If they ain't too crippled, they're able to walk with a gun in their hand, they'll take it. If they take the family, homosexual, what else? What wouldn't they take, man?
Right. Verse 42, and as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
So here it is, this new kingdom, this divided kingdom that we're in right now, is partly strong and it's partly broken. So it's not as strong as the former kingdoms.
Right. Verse 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, read it again.
Daniel 2 and verse 43. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with fire and clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
You see that with some of these European nations, they're not cleaving together. Like the Balkan countries, the Baltic countries, they want to be a part of NATO, but the EU, they're not having it, man.
Brexit also.
You got Brexit going on. Well, Brexit, they're already out.
Yeah.
They're already out of the EU. So like you said, it's like partnering together and be that push again.
It says, but they shall not cleave one to another.
So they're not cleaving one to another. Brexit, like they felt like they were a strong state and they were giving all this money to these weak nations. These weak nations either not paying back or they're not doing what they want to do. So what they do, they separated themselves from it, man. So now Britain is out of the EU, man. You got other countries talking about leaving the EU, like Germany, and some of these European Union countries, they're doing business with Russia, man. Especially when it comes to natural gas, because they don't have no natural gas over there in the UK and Germany like that, man. So they got to import that gas to heat in the houses for fuel and all kinds of other things, man.
Right.
So what they got to go to their enemy for that, man. So ultimately, when this thing go down, hey, these 10 horns, can you get that? The 10 horns, these 10 horns, they're going to turn on this horde. The 10 horns, they're going to turn on a horde of Babylon, which is America, man.
Right.
Okay? Because even during the time of Donald Trump, he was trying to get these nations to do certain stuff, and they wouldn't do it. So he was saying, look, we're going to take our money back. We're going to pull out our economic strength from you, and because you guys ain't paying up quick enough, man. And they felt like they were doing all the work. The other nations were doing very little. Right. And on top of that, they got opinions, man. So like the scripture says, that they're not going to be together. You get it again?
Daniel 2 and verse 43. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with fire and clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
So they're cleaving with these other nations, they're dealing with these other nations, but they're not cleaving together, man. They're in constant conflict, man.
Right.
Okay, keep reading.
Verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Yep. And what kingdom is that? The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel. Yahshua, man.
Right.
Who's going to lead it? Yahushua, King David, the rest of the 12, the elect. Go ahead.
Which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom.
Yeah, our kingdom's never going to be destroyed. Unlike this kingdom, it's about to go down in flames, man.
That's right.
Matter of fact, you get Daniel 7. Go to, start at 16 or 15. Keep reading, bro.
It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people.
And the kingdom shall not be left to another people. So our kingdom is going to be eternal, man. And we're going to be the real eternals, man.
Right.
Okay? We're not going to be able to die. There ain't going to be no issues with our life and death, because we're going to be 100% righteous. So the Lord is going to be with us 100% fully, man. So our kingdom is not going to be left to another. Like these past kingdoms that we just read about, they were left from one people to the next, man. But the kingdom of heaven is going to be for us, the Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and they shall stand forever.
So Yahushua is that great millstone that's going to break in pieces all of these kingdoms, okay? And his kingdom is going to stand forever, man.
That's right.
And that's what Yahushua is coming to do. He's coming to get those crowns. That's why it said on his head were many crowns, man. Because he took the leadership from out of the hands of all these different nations, man. Right. You know, the lessons of our people, they can't understand what we're talking about. They're just walking by and looking. I noticed a lot of people just staring at us, man. Yeah. But that's okay, because this is above their pay grade. Go ahead.
It says, verse 45, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass thereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
That was it, man.
Right.
So yeah, so Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's going to take this man out of power completely. He's going to take these heathen nations out of power completely, man.
That's right.
All right? He's going to take their rulership. He's going to destroy their armies. He's going to use us to destroy their armies. All right? So they're going to bring them down to their knees, man. He's going to destroy their bastion of glory called America. It's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. And the vast majority of you people that's walking the earth today, you don't even see that coming. You just think that it's going to be another sunny day, a beautiful day. And then when all hell breaks loose, it's going to come out of nowhere for you because you weren't looking.
Right.
This is what we're telling our people. Okay? If you want to escape the wrath of the Lord, you need to turn back to Yahweh Shai and repent. Because we're in a time of repentance. We're in a time of great suffering is about to happen in this world, man. More than what you've ever seen before, man. Turmoil, disruption of nations, perplexity, with perplexity. All of that's coming.
Right.
All right?
Daniel 7:15.
Yeah.
This is the prophet Daniel chapter 7 and verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. Verse 16, I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. Verse 17, these great beasts, which are four, are four kings.
So what four kings was that? With the great beast. It said these great kings. It was four kings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead. Yep. Keep reading. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You break it down. You read it.
Daniel 7:17. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth.
What was those four kings?
Yeah, those are the four major empires: the Babylonian, Medo-Persian, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire.
That's right.
Verse 18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever. Who are the saints, man?
The Israelites, the elect. It's the book of Psalms. In verse 5, it says, gather my saints together unto me that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
And who made a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice? The Israelites. So we're the saints. We got to get.
Daniel 7 verse 18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever.
So we're going to take the kingdom. How are we going to take it? Through Yahweh Shai. When Yahweh Shai comes back, that's going to be the beginning of him taking this world into his control. We're going to roll on, we're part of the elect, we're going to be saved up into those chariots, our bodies are going to be changed and renewed, okay? Our spirits are going to be into these new celestial bodies, and after that, we're going to come out of them chariots, and we're going to take the kingdom, we're going to take the earth, man. And we're going to do it in a brutal manner, man.
Right.
It's going to be righteous, but it's going to be a righteous, brutal manner, man. We're going to take it, we're going to destroy your armies. Any military weapons that's left over from this Third World War are going to be set on fire, set ablaze.
So, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 17, he shall take to him his jealousy for a complete armor and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
So the Lord's going to make us, we are the creature, we're going to be made the Lord's weapon. There's another scripture that said, the Lord said he's going to make us his battle axe and weapons of war, man. He's gonna make us his weapon, man. Can you imagine being a human weapon, man? They show you movies of that shit, like X-Men. They'll show you movies like Avengers, okay? Wolverine, Weapon X. We're gonna be the real weapons, man.
Right.
And the Lord ain't gonna have to gel us together with technology, man. He's just gonna give us a spirit, man. We're gonna have the spirit of Yahweh Shai dwelling on us, in us, around us. We're gonna be gods on the earth, man.
Yeah. Real quick, that's why, you know, to put it in perspective, man, look at what Esau has done with his super soldiers, with his AI, all these things, man. You got men that, you know, they've been enhanced through science and technology and shit that could do some crazy shit.
Hey, like you saw the Koreans, super soldiers, man. Niggas just ran through a fucking a plate of cement, man. Just ran through with his face, man. Beating on each other with knives and shit, broken glass, beating on their bodies with bricks and hammers and shit, and not being cut. And you see this shit like, oh shit, what can I do against that?
And even when you see, the magicians and all the shit that they're able to do on the left hand side, man. Hey, the Lord's gonna give us permission, because I was talking with somebody and they were asking me about magic and what I thought about all that shit, and people really believe it's like a sleight of hands or like a trick, but it's not, man. These magicians really do make crazy sacrifice. They sacrifice animals and humans, and they're given power by these demonic entities, man. So they're basically getting power from the Most High without permission to perform these tricks and these acts, man. So, that's right. But the Heavenly Father's gonna give us access. He's gonna tell us, you know what? Now you have access to everything, control of the elements, of spirits, of everything. So, hey, damn, he's in trouble, man. You got it.
This is the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
So that's what the Lord's going to do. He's gonna use us to break these nations into dust, to shatter them.
Right.
And then after we shatter them, after we destroy their kingdoms, because they're gonna still have armies and equipment, and they're gonna try to fight us, man. Right. And that's okay, because we said the word in there was try. You can try, but you're not going to succeed, man.
Right.
Okay? You're gonna try to fight us, and then we just gonna decimate you, man. And it ain't gonna take thousands of us to do it, man. One man gonna be able to do it, man. One Israelite man is gonna be able to destroy hundreds of thousands of people, man, with one blow, man.
Right.
And you don't believe it, but hey, you gotta see it to believe it, man.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be a war that's gonna last decades and years and shit. Like, nah, man.
It's gonna be swift, man.
That's right.
It's gonna be swift, man. We're gonna enslave you, man. We're gonna take you down just like you did us. You took us down, you enslaved us, because the Lord gave you the power to do so. And then not only did he give you the power, but then you took license and leisure to do other shit. You took it above and beyond. As the scripture says, I was sorely displeased with the nations, man. If I was a little bit displeased. Well, he was just a little bit displeased with us, man. And y'all just took license, man. Okay? It was a time in this place where our lives really truly didn't matter. Where it wasn't nobody speaking up on our behalf, which is really not nobody doing that now, except the elect. But it was a time in this world where you could kill an Israelite man, or woman, or child with impunity, man. You don't like the way we looked at you. You can take our eye out and chop our heads off. You can murder us and put us to death, and nobody say nothing. What happened during when you were conquering the Americas? What happened when you were enslaving the Israelites all across the world, man? Y'all was just doing whatever y'all wanted to. All you nations had a hand in it, man.
That's right.
So all you nations are going to suffer. And that's in the word.
That's right. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou.
You with the king, I know you keep eternal roses, but it's more to the top from the youngest.
Zechariah 1 and 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased.
These nations are at ease when they see us at this lowest state. Y'all were comfortable because y'all knew that as long as we were sinning and living in that we were separated from our power, Yahweh Bashim Shai. As long as you kept the name away from us, as long as you kept us separate from what we were supposed to be doing, then you were at ease, man. You weren't thinking about us rising up against you. You weren't thinking about 50 years ago when all hell was breaking loose during the Jim Crow era, okay? During the Civil Rights era, 60, 70 years ago. You people ain't give a fuck, man. Y'all were just doing what you wanted to do, man. And y'all were at ease with it because the Lord wasn't judging you. Okay? He wasn't bringing no hard judgment, no swift judgment on you. So you just thought that the Lord forgot about us, man. So much so that you try to replace us with yourselves, man. That bullshit replacement theology, man. Talking about some the Lord just set aside the Israelites and he chose the so-called Christian church. But you people, you're not the real Christians, man. You don't believe in the Messiah, the how about you. Okay? That promise of everlasting life wasn't given to you. That's for the children of Israel, man. And you have to be an Israelite in the flesh and the spirit, man. Right. In order to receive that blessing, man. And on top of that, you got to be part of the elect of Israel to receive it full throttle, man. If you're 2/3, you're going to have to die, then you're going to receive it, man. The same must know it at the death by pain.
That's right. It says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
And these, all these nations, all you heathen nations are at ease right now.
Right.
You see these fucking gooks, they come over, it's like in America, in any South American country too, wherever these heathen at, where we at, they put it in Jake's face, man.
Right.
They come over here to the American first generation gook, and these niggas are driving in the highest, multi-$100,000 cars, living in multi-million-dollar homes. They ain't give shit, they ain't been through shit, okay? They get these free loans from the government. They get these free They get these free loans from the government. They get these bank loans. They get these contracts, and they flex over our people. And they look down on us like what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all can't work to get what you got, man? You know?
Right.
But not realizing the system is set up against us and set up for you, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for I was but a little displeased, and they hugged forward the affliction.
So you nations, you help forward our affliction. And you see what's going on around us, man. I was reading this book called How White Folks Got So Rich, man. Matter of fact, this book right here.
Yeah, because the only reason these nations are at ease is because of, what they did unto our people, man. The captivities they took us in, and ultimately now in this captivity under Esau, Edom, all these nations helped, Esau destroy us, man. Starting up with the fucking Hamites and Ishmael, but even Ammon and Moab, they all had to do with it, man.
Yeah, then you nations got the audacity to look at us as if we did something wrong, like we're just constantly doing something wrong. When we complain about our oppression, when we have something to say about our oppression, we look at us and say, well, why don't you just work harder? Why don't you just pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Okay? Why don't you just shut up? We don't want to hear that. But when you go through something, we gotta keep remembering that shit. You put that shit in our eye portals. You put it in our minds. You put it in your doctrines and your books, your education. And you just keep hammering it over and over again, as if the so-called 1948ers, as if what they went through, so-called in the Holocaust, was more detrimental than what we went through during just talking about one era, the transatlantic slave period, and the establishment of the Americans, man.
Right.
Way more people died and was abused and destroyed than it was in 1945, man.
Right.
Way more people, man. You did way more atrocities to the children of Israel than you did to these other nations, man. Get up, Daniel 9 and 12.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 50 and verse 18. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Verse 19, thou givest thy mouth to eat, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Verse 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself.
So all those atrocities, all the slander, because we the Israelites, we're more closely related to the so-called white man than we are any other nation on the planet Earth, man. We actually came out of the same man and same woman, man. But what did this devil do? He slandered us, man. Okay, you make up doctrine about how you know, being so-called black, which we're not black, like that one sister said, we're brown. We're different shades of fucking brown, man. We're not black people. And you're not white. You're different shades of pink and red. Okay? But yet you slander us and say that there's something wrong with our minds, that we're inferior to you. When in reality, you're the inferior man. Okay? So you thought that was it. You thought that the Most High was with you, man, because all those things you've done and the Lord kept quiet, man. But the whole time, get Lamentation 4:21. The whole time the Lord was setting you up to destroy you, man. He was setting you up so that you can be destroyed ultimately, man. This real quick, it's out of this book called How White Folks Got So Rich. And it's talking about the Jim Crow era. The term Jim Crow softens the harsh and violent system of repression established not to keep blacks from using white drinking fountains and toilets, or even to stop them from breaking the law, but to keep blacks from accumulating property, starting businesses, engaging in trade and commerce, and establishing an economic base independent of white people, man. And that's what you see these other nations have when they get here. They have an economic base that's semi-independent from the white people, man. That's why you don't ever really see goops coming to the shop where the niggas live at, or Hispanics live at. They never shop there. Where they shop at is where Esau is at, or where they at, man. Their money cycles through their recycles through their community several times over before it leaves their community, man. And you had places in America during the time in the 20s and the 30s where we was knee deep in the Jim Crow era, and what was happening, man? Jake had their own communities, economic basis. A famous one is called Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood, right? And then what were they doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma? They had economic basis, man. You had Jake was owning businesses, real businesses, man. Transportation companies, banks, okay, drugstores. So they had an independent economic base. And what did Esau do? He came and raised that shit to the ground. He destroyed it, man. What did he do? He destroyed it, man. And why did he destroy it? Was it just because he just envied you? No, because he wanted you to be oppressed, man. He wanted to put you down, man. He didn't want us to stand up. He wanted us to be slaves as always, man. Bring Lamentations 4:21 out.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Yeah, America is the modern day land of Uz. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Go ahead.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
What cup? What cup is going to pass through unto you? That cup of oppression, man. That cup of destruction, man. That cup of slavery. That cup of disenfranchisement. That cup of lowliness. You're about to get that, man. Because we drink, and get the scripture where it says, was it Jeremiah 49:12? Or it was not, hold on, it was not said. Those who were, that surely drunk. Because it was that cup that's talking about right there is that a cup of the dregs, man. And our people, we've drunken it. We're still drinking it, man. You got Jake, they proud to be wicked, man, and evil. They proud to be gangbangers, destroy. You don't see that shit with so-called white people, Chinese, Arab. Where they gangs at, man? Where they street gangs at, man? Where they ghettos at? They don't live in them shits, man. And then when they do some type of poverty, they want you to feel sorry for these niggas, man. Fuck you, man.
Right.
Our people been living in this condition forever. That's what the word ghetto means. It's a corner. All that noise for nothing, man. All that confusion, man. This is what Esau's kingdom is all about, man. Ain't gonna be none of that in the kingdom of heaven, man. Ain't gonna be no damn ambulances, blaring noises, sirens and noises and lights and shit, man. Speeding through the street, man. Unsafe speeds, man. Trying to get somewhere.
To save a fucking sinner.
To save a sinner, man.
Yeah, a wicked ass person.
A wicked person, man. Some Edomite done caught a heart attack while eating some goddamn pork chops, man.
Right. This is the book of Jeremiah 49 and verse 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup
Yeah.
have assuredly
Because
drunken.
the Lord didn't set us up to do that. That wasn't our judgment. The Lord, our judgment was to rule over these nations in righteousness, man. Teach them of our ways, man, so that they can live in harmony on the earth, man. Maybe not with each other, but in harmony with the Lord and His creation,
Right.
huh? So that wasn't our judgment. Our judgment wasn't to be niggas and spicks and thugs and bitches and hoes and harlots. That wasn't our judgment, man. But now that's all you see when it comes to our people, man. Keep reading.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Yeah,
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
So you're not gonna go unpunished. You Edomites, you believe that, look, that was whatever happened to you, black and Latino people and Native American people, that was the past. Those people that did that are dead and gone. So you thought there was no judgment for that. So you thought that, oh, I could just keep on living in splendor and wealth and in basking and glory of my forefathers indirectly, because these Edomites, they don't go home and sit and think about Thomas Thistlewood. They don't think about what's that nigga named Thomas Jefferson. You don't think about somebody likes the instance. Yeah, these other nations, I mean, these Edomites, when they go home, they're not sitting there and they're not thinking about all the evil and atrocities Esau had to commit in order to establish this place, man. What are they doing? They just living in glory, man. They benefiting off of the wickedness of their forefathers, man. But then when some shit pop up, when the truth comes out, now you get offended, man. Like the scripture says, the children shall be, rather paraphrasing, angry because they're gonna be reproached for their father's sins, man. Ecclesiastes 41:7, man. So they're angry because we can't curse out these Edomites that were ruling. We gotta cuss you out, man, because you are your forefather in a reincarnation, man. You are your forefathers and foremothers in a reincarnation, man. Just like you black, Latino, Native American people, you're the forefathers of old, man, of the Israelites, man. You got no more. That's all right.
You're the same, wicked Israelites that denied the Lord, that gave up our Lord Yahweh unto the Romans, man, to be crucified. So the same thing with these Edomites. You are your forefathers, man, and the things you have done in the past, whether you are 2/3 of our nation or you one of these heathen nations, man, all those things you did unto our people, man, you better pay for it.
So, again, back in this book real quick. Oh no.
Back in Jeremiah 49 and verse 12, it says, for thus saith the Lord power, behold, those whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
So we drunk it. And you can clearly see this multiple evidence on top of evidence that we drunk. We're still drinking it to this day.
That's right.
To this day. Like my man Deontay Wilder said, to this day. We still drinking it, man.
That's right.
Still under the curses, still being oppressed, still being repressed. Repression is on us. You just pressing it to the white meat, man.
That's right. It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
So are you Edomites going to go unpunished? The answer to that is hell no, man.
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
It's not going to go unpunished. Go ahead.
Thou shalt surely drink of it.
You're going to drink of the dregs, man. You see these Edomites caravanning through the world, traveling the world, walking around half-ass dressed, just smiling, living their life. Don't understand that the reason why they're able to do that is because of what their foreparents laid down, man.
Right.
Okay? You living in these cul-de-sacs on the earth. You got the fatness of the earth. You go to the best schools, you eat the best foods, you live in the best areas, Ain't no violence in these suburbs. Not on the level that it is in the hood. They don't even got a slang word for where Edomites live at, man. What's the slang word for where Edomites live at? Oh, the suburbs, the burbs. How did you get there? You had to, in order for you Edomites to even get to the burbs, you had to keep Jake in the ghetto, man. And you had to make laws, like redlining laws, that stop us from even moving into your neighborhood, man. If one of our people move into a so-called white neighborhood, it's gonna bring down, according to them, it's supposed to bring down the property value, man. Because you don't want, and they got a saying, there goes the neighborhood, man. Why do they say there goes the neighborhood when one of us move in there, man? And you Jakes, you move into these neighborhoods hoping to escape the hood, man. But you gotta pay double the cost of the house in order to live out there, man.
That's right.
Here it is, you paying double with an Edomite because you don't know what your Edomite neighbor paid for their house. You don't know that. You ain't looking it up on public record or anything.
That's right.
And then and even that shit is a lie. They probably paid $100,000 for the crib. Now it's worth $1 million. You have to pay $2 million to get up in there, man. And he's still house poor. You got a house, but you can't pay to maintain the motherfucker, man. You don't understand where you at, man.
That's right.
It says in this book. It says the functional intent was to force free blacks onto the plantation to perform the same roles they had been forced to carry out for the previous 310 years. Laws against Jews and Nazis in Germany in effect for a few years could not compare in their scope or viciousness to those applied to blacks under the American freedom and democracy. The laws were unambiguous. Blacks cannot be employed in any jobs other than plantation labor without specific license granted by a judge. If a black worker left his job for any reason, including employer abuse or unpaid wages, he could be arrested and put in a public works project, clearing forests, draining swamps, building roads, bridges, railroads, or canals, man. And then you skip over, and you go.
These niggas love these places, man.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Then you skip over, right? And you got something called unions, man. Check this out. Labor union racial cleansing of American labor. The labor union movement of the late 1800s was arguably done more to destroy black progress than any other known action of white people. Yet it is almost totally invisible in written histories of blacks in America. The union movement was specifically designed to remove blacks from their jobs and skilled trades, which they dominate, and install in those jobs the European immigrants who were flooding into the Americas by the millions. Scholars attribute the rapid success of immigrant groups directly to the advancement they received through their membership in the American trade unions. White historians have misrepresented blacks in slavery as being mere field hands, but blacks held a virtual monopoly on almost all skilled and unskilled labor. They were the engineers, builders, tailors, shoemakers, carpenters, stonemasons, weavers, furnitures, cabinet makers, plumbers, painters, sailors, boat makers, carriage makers, blacksmiths, printers, and every other type of skilled artisan. Southern writer Thomas Nelson Page said that after slavery, the black man was without a rival in the entire field of industrial labor. Throughout the South, 95% of all the industrial work of the southern states was in what was in his hand, and he was fully competent to do it. Every adult was either a skilled laborer or a trained mechanic. Indeed, it was once said that if a white man were to be seen in public doing any form of skilled labor, he would draw a crowd of gawking onlookers, man. So our people had all these high-skilled jobs. But what happened? You created these unions and you cut Jake out, man.
Right.
And now you look at our people as lazy, bums, shiftless. Okay, that's what the majority of you Edomites think about people, man. But look, you had to create a whole system to block us out, man. Because our people had all those skills, right? And guess what? They weren't being paid for them. They had all these skills, and it was free. That's why I said if you saw Edomite doing some manual labor, you'd be gone. What's going to be the same way in the kingdom of heaven? You're never going to see an Israelite do any skilled labor at all. Even though we're going to have the skills to do it, but we ain't going to do it. Y'all going to be the skilled labor, man.
That's right.
And you ain't going to get paid shit for it, man. You ain't going to create no union to protect you, man. Ain't going to be no union labor. Ain't going to be no unions in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's right.
Especially that first 1,000 years, man. Just get ready for all hardcore work. All your pay is work. More work. You finish one task, you're getting 3 more. You finish 3 tasks, you're getting 1,000 more.
The union is gonna be the union of punishment for these fucking Edomites, man. Yeah, man, that shit is crazy because I mean the scripture do say that that Jacob is the former of all things, man. And we always say, man, if you give a fair race, a fair how do you call it? A fair shot to a so-called Negro and a so-called Latino versus a white man, hey, we will fucking destroy them, man. With intelligence, our skill, our craft,
acumen.
Our creativity, man.
Yep, our acumen on all levels, whether it be business,
That's
whether
right.
it be on industry. You can't match the Israelites, man. And you got look at niggas in the hood. Niggas in the hood with these gangs and these drug conglomerates, man. They were running Fortune 500 companies, man. That's what they said. Like BMF, that whole big meat and shit. Nigga, them niggas was countrywide, bruh. Not just Detroit, localized. They were countrywide, man. And they said that this man and his brother was running a Fortune 500 company for decades, man. Off the books, man. Yeah, Esau. But it's still, hey, these niggas have operations. They niggas have operations in Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta, California. It takes logistics, man, to run something like that, bro. You just ain't gonna wake up one day and say, we countrywide, man. You gotta have logistics, man. You gotta know who's traveling, what's traveling, how much is coming. That's why they said you never saw Meech or his brother with drugs. They didn't catch him with drugs, man. Because they had to have it. Just like you don't see the CEO of Frito-Lay with a bag of chips, man. You'll never see the CEO or the COF or the CFO of Lay's potato chips eating Lay's potato chips, man. Why? Because they don't know how to touch it, man. That's for the low-level people, man. Well, these men were doing this shit, man. So if they can do this shit in wickedness, how much more in righteousness, man?
Right.
Can you imagine if they would have tried to do some business like that?
It'd have shut it down.
Righteousness. They would have shut it down.
They'd have shut it down. They let them niggas run that drug operation so they got tired of it so they can get money from it, man. And use that money for other nefarious purposes, man.
Right.
And now all that BMF shit is nothing but a story that's being told on Starz Network, man.
Right.
All that shit that these dudes did, they said it was so tight that these niggas never had a falling out. You know, over simple niggas, low level niggas have a falling out about behind a woman, behind some money and cars and all this other shit. Not BMF, man. Hey, them niggas had shit tight, man, like a fist, man. So that they couldn't be penetrated except from within, man. And that's how they fell down. Meanwhile, you got Fortune 500 companies doing the same damn thing with the same wickedness and irregularities, but they're not being carted off in the court. You're not carting off Microsoft in the court, Facebook, Big Pharma. Hey, and Big Pharma, the biggest drug dealers on the planet Earth, man. They got people hooked on opioids like it ain't nothing, man. They got a new show on Hulu. I was gonna start watching it, man. It's about how Big Pharma was lying about the opioids, man. I forget the name of the show, but it's gonna be a good show, man.
These niggas made contracts with the government to basically get people drugs paid for via the taxes, man. That shit, these are some fucking devils, man.
Devil, but then they'll lock a nigga up and sell us some cocaine. Not saying that them niggas is right, because they're warlocks too. But I'm saying, like, if you gonna get one, shouldn't you get the other two?
Right.
What makes heroin different from Oxycontin, man? Nothing. Same shit.
Morphine or something.
Or they got this thing right now where a lot of the drugs are being pushed in with what's the name of that shit, man? Oh man, it's a drug. They putting it in all the heroin now. People dropping dead from it.
Yeah,
the name of that shit. I forget the name of that shit. But
They use it on horses.
yeah, but niggas, you can't get that shit in this. Niggas ain't getting that shit on the corner.
Nah, they get
That shit gotta come out of the fucking pharmaceutical industry, man.
so.
Yeah. I forget the name of that shit. But it got a lot of people dropping dead, man. Yeah, fentanyl. Drink the water, brother. Fentanyl, man. Hey, nigga in the projects ain't creating fentanyl. Fentanyl had to come out of one of those laboratories, man. So back in this book, it says, indeed, it was once said that if a white man were to be seen in, can I some light? If a white man was to be seen doing any form of skilled labor, he would draw a crowd of gawking onlookers. White immigrant laborers could not compete with the black worker, so the unions came to the rescue. The most powerful union leader in America was Samuel Gompers, who led the American Federation of Labor, or the AFL. It is in its formative stages. Under Gompers, the AFL systematically and violently carried out the occupational eviction of black workers. A common union expression was, never let a nigger pick up a tool. He wrote, Caucasian civilization will serve notice to blacks that its uplifting process is not to be interfered with in any way. So here it is. He was putting notice to Jake that look, we gonna rise up above you, man, and you're not gonna impede that. By the turn of the century, the black man, once the predominant worker in America, was locked in the lowest wage labor or was totally jobless, forcing black women into the job market as farm workers, factory workers, maids, and white homes. The higher wages of the unionized white male relieved white women of hard labor and provided them with the leisure. That's where you get the 1950s from. Leisure time finances for development of art, literature, education, and culture. Union leaders staffed the licensing and professional certification boards and funneled all employment to Caucasian laborers, while denying licenses and permits to black skilled craftsmen, further pushing black men back into the dead-end low wages work under white authority. See? And you don't understand this stuff. You Jakes just think that, oh man, I just was born one day, Skip became my best friend. You know, Skip and Zachary became your best friend, man. Look it up.
This Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And all these things, the creation of those work unions, all those things are unrighteous decrees that Esau created to do what? To oppress and destroy our people, man. And to put himself above us. You know, that's why, you know, we always bring it out. You know, the average male, the average so-called white male has over 200 years head start on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man.
The average white family.
That's right, but you, James, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you really think you got a fair shot to run against these heathen nations, especially, you know, against Esau, man.
And even in this book, it said that like the average poor white family has $10,000 worth of money in their bank account versus the black ones have a negative net worth, man. You Jakes have a negative net worth, man. You look at the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American net worth in your family. What's your net worth? It's negative, man. You ain't got no worth, man. But then you look at the average Edomite family and look at their net worth, and they got way more than you, man.
They're broke, but they
broke
millions in assets.
They got hundreds of thousands and millions in assets, man. And you Jakes ain't got none of that shit, man.
That's right.
Catching hell, man.
This is the book of the prophet Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah, this place is not our rest, man. And every time, every corner, and every turn you take in this place, it lets you know that this ain't your rest, man.
Right.
I don't care if you try to do everything right, man. It still ain't gonna be good enough, man. Not saying that you should do shit wicked, but we're just saying that, like, look, like this place ain't for us, man. No matter where we go, you get some money, you call yourself going down South America, you still gonna catch hell, man. You might live it up for a month or two, but then you back in the red, you gotta come back up here. You don't wanna be earning money in their currency because their currency ain't worth shit.
Right.
Well, America's currency is out too. This shit is worthless too. But it's the world currency right now. It's the world reserve currency, man.
Right.
Even though it's worth nothing. Okay? So this ain't our rest, man.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 65. And among these nations thou shalt have no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Letting you know that again, going back to that scripture, man, you're not gonna have no rest here, man. You know, you're always gonna be on the losing side.
Yep.
You know, when it comes to this world, to the things of this world, man. And that's why the Lord said that basically to detach from this world, man. Yeah, we gotta live, we gotta pay our rent, you know, work and feed our families and stuff, but don't work for the treasures of this world, man, because you're gonna end up being destroyed over those things, man. And at the end of the day, all those things that you're gonna work for on this side is gonna be in vain, you know.
Back in his book, it says the AFL-CIO George Meany, president from 1955 to 1979, once remarked, "It never occurred to me to have niggers in the union." By 1967, black comprised 8% of the construction trade unions and the plumbing sheet metal. And even now, like a lot of the Latinos that's in these construction, they're not part of the unions, man. They're just cheap labor, man. It says unionists in plumbing, sheet metal, electrical, asbestos, and elevator trades had only 1,400 black members out of a membership of 330,000. Today, the weak and ineffectual anti-discrimination laws make it easy for the construction unions to evade compliance with the anti-discrimination laws, just as their founding father Samuel Gompers had intended. Next to slavery itself, America's labor unions movement is history's perfect example of how a system can be designed to catapult the white race into prosperity while simultaneously destroying all options and avenues for black racial progress.
That's right.
That is why Gompers' likeness has been carved into the gaudy statue in the center of Washington, D.C. for all to admire. In 2017, without much difficulty, one can find a union job site without a single black labor. We Southern whites are the best friends the Negroes has got, but we know that what he really is. We know where he would go to if our sustaining hand, our constant pattern and example were not ever present, coercing him our way. And he was smashing, man.
Right.
So, yeah, man. It's a good book, man. I'm still reading it. It's called How White Folks Got So Rich in Sherman Kansas.
Right, man.
I got a quick reset.
You can get it on Amazon, man.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 24. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentence shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper.
That's what you Edomites are doing.
In his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. That's right, and that's what Esau has done policy all throughout the years, man. You know, he established these laws and these deals to what? To help destroy our people, man. Chiefly our people, man. Because as we know, these other nations, they're in cahoots with Esau, man. To do what? To destroy us, to keep us down, man. To keep dividing us and keep conquering us. To keep us away from our power, you know. And now that the Lord has, reestablished his spirit upon his people, man. Hey, Esau is doing everything he can to stop his word, man. And now you see that these nations are afraid, you know.
They always been afraid. they know we're going to torment the fuck out of them, man. They get Revelation 11 and 18 and read down. 11 and 8. Read down.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, starting at verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Right, because that's not talking about zombies, man. Even though our people are spiritual zombies. When you in a congregation of the dead, that means you out of the way of the scriptures, man. It's 2/3 of our people. We even us, the hopeful 1/3, we were in a dead state at once, man. To the Lord quickened our spirit, man. And now we're made alive in Yahweh Shai.
Right.
So these nations, they saw us in front of them, man. And they never told us once that we were the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Whenever you went to Christian church growing up, they never even talked to you about the Israelites like that, man. They always talking to you about some white dude named Jesus, man. And how he loves everybody. And how you waiting for him to come back so you can go to heaven. That's all you've been told, man. But they never told you that we were the Hebrew Israelites the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
Never once, man.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And that's America. Sodomy is practiced at a high level all the way down to the lowest level. This place works off the vibration of ancient Egypt from the highest level to the lowest level, man.
Right.
Okay? And we're citizens in this place. In order to be a resident of a city, you have to be a citizen, man. That's why they call something citizenship, man. You're a citizen of the Americas, man. Of North America, man. This place is Sodom and Egypt all rolled into one with the rest of those bound kingdoms we talked about earlier. Go ahead.
It says, where also our Lord was crucified.
His image was X'd out. The dark image of Yahweh Shai was X'd out. And this image this image was put up. This is the image, put the light on this. This is the image that's in the minds of all the people, especially the people on this side right here, especially you so-called native Latino people, man, and Negro people, man. You believe that a white man named Jesus is your savior, man. Not realizing that Yahweh Shai is the savior, man, a black man, a so-called black man. And even when we bring this out, you get mad. Or what does color matter? But wait a minute, it matters for truth's sake. Why was this the image that was put on our people by way of violence, man? And then our people just accept it like it's nothing, man. You'll be looking for this guy before you're looking for this man.
Go ahead. That shit is insane. Like, they know all the shit that Esau Edom has done to our people, but they still hoping that a so-called white man is going to come and deliver them from the trouble.
Yeah, how can your oppressor be your savior, man? How can your oppressor be your savior? Same man that destroyed you, killed you, robbed you, and raped you. How can he be your savior, man? You niggas are making an excuse up for the so-called white man, but you won't make no excuse up for your own people, man.
Right.
And then you niggas, you know that the Lord is a so-called black man, but that's still not. Especially you hard-headed Latinos, man. You go down South America, anywhere in South America, you go in any one of these niggas' houses, man. What's in there, man? Chesapeake, Borgia, Guadalupe. And it's a bunch of white people, man. White idols, man. Sitting up on your fucking show. Here it is, your ass is brown as a can of fucking chocolate, man. Black as the ace of spades, man. And you out here worshiping a fucking Edomite, man. The same person that's how you can tell our people are destroyed, man. And why are people destroyed? For a lack of knowledge, man. You don't know the Lord, man. I don't give a damn if you get the most pious, the most faithful Christian in the world. He don't know the Lord, man.
That's right.
You don't know the scriptures, man. And then we try to tell you, you don't want to hear it, man.
That's right.
We was out here breakdancing and beating on fucking buckets. You niggas be out here listening to us, man.
That's right.
Then you get offended because of the way we bring it to you, man. Fucking people, man.
We become their enemies because we tell them the truth, man. They hate him that rebuketh in the gates, man. Our people want to keep hearing that about that soft-spoken dude that loves everybody instead of hearing the truth, man. Because what? The truth basically condemns them. And if they don't repent, hey, it's going to keep condemning them, man.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not.
And that's how you can tell that the majority of the people on the side, they just don't believe, man. Even that black woman that came, that so-called brown woman that came up earlier, she don't believe, man. That bitch found up soon when we started talking, man. The best thing was to let her big ass go, man. That little ass skirt on, man. Let her roll her fat ass down the block, man.
Hey, eventually the truth is gonna hit her.
She was gonna get cut.
Eventually. Yeah. It says 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is, if the light goes on them, they're going to convert and they're going to believe and then they're going to be saved. But that shows you that the Lord don't want all his people to be saved. Give me Zechariah 13 and 8, man. They get Romans chapter 9, verse 6, man.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off.
So 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off on this side, man. Since you want to worship Esau, you want to get his jump shot, you want to get his charagma, worship his image, you're going to die with this nigga, man.
Right.
You're going to die right along with his kingdom, man, in flames of fire, man. And you're going to feel it, too. You're not going to pass out. You ain't going to get a shard of glass in your throat and go to the spirit world. You might get that shard of glass and still burn, nigga, while that shit melting in your face, man.
But the third shall be left there.
See, they don't tell you this in Christian church. Bring these scriptures out. They don't tell you that 2/3 of the Lord's own people are going to be destroyed and the third is going to be left therein. They don't tell you that because niggas wouldn't go to church and give you them tithes, man, and offerings. Niggas would stay home.
That's right.
A lot of you Christian church pastors and leaders, you complaining that your people are leaving for the Israelites, man. Because that shit ain't helping them, man. You making T.D. Jakes rich, Joe Osteen rich, Kenneth Copeland rich. You making all these Edomite pastors and nigga pastors rich. And these niggas always come down in droves when some shit happened to you from a white cop, man. But then niggas ain't coming down in droves to stop you niggas from shooting and killing and stabbing and robbing and stealing and selling drugs
Right.
on each other. They don't give a fuck.
Zechariah 13 verse 8 again. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're gonna be cut off on this side, man. And that's the vast majority of our people here in America, man. You got a lot of our people coming up from South America right now, Caribbean islands right now as we speak, only to die. Some of them coming up to be saved, but the majority of them coming up to die. Go ahead.
It says, but the third shall be left therein.
That's the 1/3. Gonna be left, gonna be saved out of this coming destruction, this impending destruction. And that's who this word is for, man. That's why you don't see nobody out here in a crowd, man. Unless there's some controversy going on, man. That's why you don't see nobody, not one person stop it today and ask a sincere question, man. Not even on the comment board. Not one question, man. Let's show you that this truth is precious, man.
Yeah, because people think, well, we're out here to save everybody.
Or to entertain you, man. We ain't here for entertainment, man. I'm sacrificing my life, man. Everything I got, which is nothing, but hey, it's something to the Lord.
Right.
So we're not here to tap dance for you, man. We're not here to hold your damn hand. We're here to teach you this word. Hopefully, it'll wake you up, and so you can repent. And because we fear Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
This is not no goddamn entertainment.
Life and death.
That's right, life and death.
Life and death. Zechariah 13 verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined.
That's how the Lord doing with this adversity, man. That's all it is, the adversity, man. Because it's going to come a time when all hell break loose. You can't say nobody told me. We've been out here. We a constant fixture out here. We like the light pole, man. We out here.
No matter what.
Right.
Rain, sleet, snow, hot, wet, cold. We out here, man.
Actions speak louder than words.
We out here, man. And even when we ain't out here, we at home doing videos, edifying, man.
Doing our best.
Doing our best to do it, man. We applying this word to our daily life. We get nothing for it on this side, man. But that's okay because that's where the reward come in at, man. It's good that you people are against us because that let us know that Yahweh is with us.
If he's with us,
Who could be against us?
No, I got some more. Zechariah 13, verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people.
And what's the name of the Lord?
Yahweh
Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, man. Right. And the Lord said he's going to hear us call that name. He's going to say, that's my people. Now you got people that know the name of the Lord, but they're not going to be heard, man. But the elect, that 1/3 that's brought to the fire, he's going to say, that's my people.
They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is my power.
That's
right.
That's when you get saved in them chariots, man. This really happened. This is real, man.
Right.
You're gonna have some people, I'm pretty sure, who know the name of the Lord is Yahweh, and they're gonna call on his name, but he's not gonna listen to him.
Nope. What does Scripture say about that?
So,
in the affliction they shall call me early, but I would not hear them.
that's right.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 6. Not as though the word of the Heavenly Father had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
It don't mean that you the Israelite of the Most High, man. No, you just a nigga that know you an Israelite. You a nigga in the world.
Right.
That's all you are. You 2/3. You're not the Israelite to the Most High.
It says, neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
And that's what the promise is. That's how you know that supersessionism or so-called replacement theology is false, man. Because you got to be of the seed. What does it mean? Look it up in the blue letter. That word for seed, man. You got to be of the seed of Israel, of Abraham, man. And they're talking about of the promises with Isaac, and then Jacob, and then the patriarchs, and the rest of us, man. Because we are the sons of the patriarchs, man. We're the sons of Yashar'Allah, man. Jacob.
The Greek word for seed is sperma.
Sperma, and where did you get that word? That's where you get the word sperm from, man. Go ahead.
It says, from which a plant germinates, the seed, i.e. the grain or kernel, which contains within itself the germ of the future plants.
That's why not the least grain or kernel. I think the brother had looked that up in the NIV. It said kernel, man. So not the least sperm of Jacob, of the elect of Jacob, is going to be sifted or destroyed, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, of the grain or kernel sown, metaphorically speaking, a seed, a residue, or a few survivors reserved as the germ of the next generation.
And that's the Israelite. That's the elect of Israel.
Just that seed is stemmed from the harvest for the next sower. That's what's going to come for the kingdom to come. It says
the harvest. The harvest is the world. The harvest is the end of the world, man. Where the angels will come and they're going to reap, man. See, a lot of you Christians and you niggas that know you Israelites, that's what you waiting to see the angels pop up. But that's going to be too late for you then, man.
That's right.
Because right now, we're the angels right here speaking to you, man. We're the messengers, man. That's what the word angel means. It's a messenger, man.
That's right. It says, the semen of Veru, the product of semen, seed, children, offspring,
and where's semen, semen and the prodigy held that in a man, in his nutsack, man.
Right.
Right?
Family, tribe,
Family,
posterity.
tribe, man. The Israelites, man. The 12 tribes. The 12 families, man. The 12 patriarchs, man.
Right. Let's see. Something sown. It says neither Romans 9:7, neither because they are the seed of Abraham.
So you gotta go back. You gotta go back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau.
Right.
Not Abraham, Isaac, and Midian. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. But Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham or the all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
And that seed is called in Isaac. Keep reading.
Verse 8, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
And who's the children of the promise? Read it.
Verse 9, for this is the word of promise, at this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
There it is. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And Edomites, you are the most hated of the Most High. The Most High don't like you, man.
That's right.
You are hated, man. In the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And you don't want to accept that. You don't want to believe that. But that's the truth. But yet you running around the world with the Bible talking about God loves everybody, man. And these people really believe that, man. These people on the side believe in that shit, man.
That's right.
But then when you read the scriptures, it speaks differently, and then that's when people get confused, man. Because your fear of the Most High is taught by the precepts of men. It's not taught by the precepts of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
They got the Bible, but they lying to you, man. With it in their hand. This is the same man that swears on the Bible, you breaking the law. This is the same man that takes the Bible, casts it behind him, and speaks out of his own law, man. You breaking the law.
That's right. Well, so Jeremiah 4:21, how long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. That's right, man. And the Lord has been, sounding the trumpet, warning Israel, man, about what the upcoming perils, man. But Jake never listens, man. You see, like the brother mentioned, when you're gonna be willing to listen when it's too late, man. When the destructions are already happening, And it says what that the children of the Lord, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, you are foolish, man. Why? Because you don't take heed to this word, but you take heed to the things of this fucking world, man. The philosophies, the religions of this world. The brother was going into some of them, man. You believe in that your oppressor, the same race that's been oppressing and destroying you and destroying the entire world, because it's not just us, but chiefly us, they're oppressing you. You believe that they're gonna come and deliver you, man. That's right. That they're the ones that Edomite, a so-called white man, is gonna come out of the sky to deliver you, man. To save the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American race, man.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's insanity, man.
Like
that's right. It says, they have not known me. They are sottish children. That word sottish going to what? Stupid, man. So the children of Israel, man, you believing in all these other religions, you're stupid, man. Because they don't even logically make no fucking sense, man.
Yeah, because it's like all of these jakes that take that jab, all these jakes that took the jab, if you ask them if they believe in God, they'll say yeah.
That's right.
But you taking the jab.
That's right.
You can't have both.
That's right.
So you take the jab, you show that you trust in this white man and his science to save you.
That's right.
Jab, according to Esau, is supposed to represent saving your life. And the only one who can save your life is the Yahweh
have enough faith to say, you know what, I'm not gonna take that shit, and I'm gonna leave it to the Lord to give me another job, man.
You know why? Because it takes faith to say, I'm not gonna take that.
That's right.
No matter what happens.
And you, Jakes, you don't have no faith, man. The only faith you have is in fucking Esau, man, and his wickedness, man. His so-called science and medicine. See? And that's the same thing that's gonna happen when the chip comes around, man. Esau's gonna completely block you out of society, and you motherfuckers are gonna do whatever it takes to so-called be able to enjoy this world, man. And that's why the Lord's gonna destroy you. Because you are a bunch of simple and stupid people, man. You rather lose all your rights, your freedom, than to say, you know what, fuck this place, man. We're gonna follow after our power, man.
That's right.
You see, that's giving you the solution, the way of salvation, man. It says, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And that's right, man. Our people, the brother was mentioning these, drug dealer Jakes, man. They're wise to do evil, but to come to the Lord, to come to righteousness, they have no wisdom, man. You see, to them it makes more sense to become a fucking drug dealer or drug lord than to go out here and look for a job and be righteous and wait for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to bless you. You see?
Yeah. This is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High. So that's why you have all these Jakes out here and all these people taking them death, taking the circumcision, because they don't have no faith. The reason why they don't have faith is because faith is a gift from the Most High, and He didn't give it to you.
And
You can say you have faith, you can say I believe in the Lord, but your actions will dictate whether or not you have faith. So when you're presented with that situation, circumstances, whether it's with your job or whatever, and they say, listen, you're either going to take this or you're going to lose your job. Well, you know what? I have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Someone just have to lose my job, because the Most High can give you another one.
You get Hebrews 11 and 1, Bible to show. That's right, man. And a lot of people are fucking faithless and hopeless, because they don't believe that they could, they don't have faith in themselves. They don't have faith in the Lord, especially our people, man. Our people are fucking destroyed completely, man. They don't have, no self-worth, nothing.
If you don't have faith, you can't have hope.
And that's what the Lord gives us through the Spirit, man. The Lord gives us, self-worth, man, because He's letting you know that you are His children, man. You are royalty, man. And with that comes what? Understanding, or wisdom and knowledge, man. And that's why, you gotta read, you gotta apply, the law, statutes, and commandments, the counsel that the Lord has given us, man. So that what? So that we grow as people, here in this world and spiritually. The people say, oh, wisdom is knowledge, or knowledge is power. But no, applied knowledge is power. Because if you don't apply that knowledge, man, it's no good. You could say, hey, if I work out, I do 20 push-ups a day, I'm gonna be healthy. But then you don't do the fucking push-ups. You're not putting that knowledge to use. So what the fuck? Might as well not know it, right? Oh, I know that if I drink these green juices, my health is gonna become better. But you never make the green juices, man. You see? And that's what Jake knows, that there's a power. Jake knows that the Most High is out there, but they don't seek Him. But they say, oh, I believe in Him. But like you mentioned, faith is a verb that requires action, man. And the Lord requires you to do certain things in order for Him to be dealing with you, man. To give you blessings and to give you understanding of the things that are going on.
Ultimately, faith is a gift from the Most High. And if He don't give it to you, you don't have it. But you can say you have it. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 11, starting at the top. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Don't do all our people hope for a better way of life, for rest, for a righteous world? They do, man. We all looking for rest, man. Even the fucking heathens, But then read that second part.
Hebrews 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Right.
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
That's right. So the evidence of things not seen,
Evidence of
and
things
because
not
we don't, or Jake, at least Jake in the world, because you don't see a preview of the kingdom, then you just rather say, you know what, I don't believe in that shit. You know, I'd rather be a nigga in the world. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna enjoy this life. That's right, man. That's what's gonna get you destroyed, man. Let the unfaithful die in their unfaithfulness, man. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna do whatever it takes to live in this world, to enjoy this world, even though it's going to shit. Your mentality is, you know what, fuck it, might as well make the best out of it. You know?
You might as well. You know? I mean, faith, as we said in the book of Ephesians, says faith is a gift from the Most High. If he didn't give you that faith, it's because he didn't want to give it to you.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
it's not for you. He didn't choose you. You know? Keep it simple. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 8.
Look, this is a real quick one. This is Ecclesiastic is in the Apocrypha, chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifested to many. You know, meaning that what? That the Lord's not going to give this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding unto everybody, man. Because wisdom is a precious thing. It's the most valuable thing that there is, like. You know, the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and all throughout the scriptures, you know, it tells you the value of wisdom, man. It says that what? That nothing that thou can desire can compare unto her, man. That's how valuable this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is to the Heavenly Father, man. And he's not going to give it to just any random body, man.
Yeah, it's not for niggas.
That's right.
It is, you know, I mean, when you say niggas, you're talking about so-called Latino, Native American, and so-called black, wasn't it Haitian, man, that nigga mindset.
That's right.
And this just truth is for, they, you know, about God. Yeah. Niggas is blinded, man. And you Jakes out here, you blinded, man. You don't got the truth, man. You blind to the truth.
That's right. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Yeah, right. So 2/3 of our people, they're lost in this world, man. And they're blinded by the God of this world, which is Satan. They're blinded by his different philosophies. They're blinded by the flesh, the lust of the flesh. They're blinded by the devices of this world.
Gifts that they offer.
The gifts, you know. So they're not, this beautiful gospel, this good news, because that's what the word gospel means, it's good news. It's not good to a nigga. To a nigga, they'll say, hey, what's the use of being an Israelite? What's that? The scripture where it says, what advantage have the truth?
It's like, you know, you take a look at the movie of the Avengers, these niggas be fighting a bunch of fucking criminals and, you know, always trying to so-called, you know, save the world and shit. And here comes Thanos, which supposedly is the bad guy, telling them like, look, I just want to restore peace to the world, and these niggas are fighting against them. That's fucking Jake, man. They fighting against something that's righteous, that everybody needs, man.
Yeah, like that whole when Iron Man snapped his hand and brought everybody back, that's nothing more than a Renaissance period. Yeah, Thanos, the real Jake, the real all-powerful guy, he's bringing his power and his understanding, you know, and he's and you niggas don't want that, man. You want to live in a world where Batman and the wicked are constantly moving. You don't want the culling to happen. You don't want the because that's what there was. That whole 50% of the people dropping dead was a culling, man. And the super elite, that's what they want. That's why they gave you the juice, man, to give you to create a man-made culling, man. But the Lord's gonna bring the culling anyway.
Right.
But you Jake didn't see the advantage in that. Right. Thanos didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, just destroy the world, man. It's simple as shit. Niggas are simple, man.
Yeah.
And that's why a nigga, hold on, a nigga can run up behind you rob you and smack the shit out you, then you wonder why it happened. You ain't fucking looking, man. You one time. You undisciplined, man. That's why you niggas gotta go, man.
That's right.
Fucking niggas, man. You niggas and you niggas, man. You gotta fucking go, man.
That's right.
You niggas are just useless, man. That's why 2/3 gotta go, man.
That's right. This is John 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation that the light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than
And
light.
you niggas love darkness, man. The philosophy, the way this world is nothing but dark. This world is completely dark, man. You talk about black people, man. You niggas really are black, man. Walking around like with your eyes closed, man.
Black in the brain.
Yeah, black in the mind.
It says, and men love darkness rather
Yeah,
than
and
light.
men love darkness rather than light, the truth. And the truth is the light.
Because the deeds were evil.
The truth is the light. Why? Because their deeds are evil. When you realize that, when you come to this word, this is light of this truth, you realize that the way that you is evil is burnt in the eyes of Yahweh Shah. You realize that, shit, man, I thought I was doing the right thing the whole time. The whole time I'm going off, man. And men don't want to come to this light, because if they do come to this light, what's going to happen? It's going to show that what they're doing is wrong. And they don't like that. They don't want the lights, because they're like roaches, man. They roll around in this filth, and when the lights come on, they scatter, man, because they're scared of the light. They're scared of you seeing them for what they truly are.
That's right.
Yeah, because ultimately that's what this truth is all about. Jake likes to do whatever he wants to do. But this truth, serving Yahweh Shemini Shai, is realizing that you can't do what you want to do.
You cannot do what you want to do.
What you want to do.
You can't eat what you want to eat. You can't wear what you want to wear. You can't do what you want to do. But that's the mindset of this world. Do without will, man. Jake lose all of his appendages because he done eat pork and crab and shrimp and lobster his whole life, and he's still eating it, man. But there's a benefit to being handicapped in this society. So Jake will just, they happy with that.
Verse 20 says, for everyone that doeth evil hated the light.
Yeah, everyone that doeth evil, they hate the light, they hate the truth. Because that evil that they're doing, the light, the truth of the light is shining on that evil that they're doing.
That's right. Now they,
No, I was going to say, we can't do what we want to do. You know, that's why we're in this truth. We have to do what Yahweh Shemini tells us to do, according to the scriptures. You know, we used to do what we want to do, but now we can't do what we want to do.
You can't, your life ain't yours.
It ain't yours.
It was never yours.
that's right.
That's right.
You got to do what's commanded of you. And Jake, 2/3 of Jake, they don't want to do that. That nigga got demons on him. He's a brother street bugging out, and he walked over. It's good. He didn't nigga be acting tough, man, until you get pummeled to the fucking ground by the spirit, man, and then it'd be over. You get to them jail cells, you get to that lockup, man, and it's just you and that person in the cell, man, and that person get the best of you that you was flexing on, man.
Yeah, I was watching that.
Yeah, I see that nigga. He's bugging out. He's bugging out. He's slapping his hand to the wall, and he walking out. Come. Like, listen, bro. You keep walking. Do what the devil told you to do. Keep walking up the block, bro. This ain't for you, man. My brother said, the reason you get hit with this sign, bro. That's it, man.
Exactly.
And we're gonna be in the right. We're gonna be in 100% right, man.
Right.
When it's all said and done. But we know how to ignore you niggas, man.
You don't want
All that tough talk, all that mean mug shit, that shit don't work against us through the spirit of Yahweh Shah.
Right.
A nigga in the world might get scared of that shit, not us, man. We just gonna watch you, and as soon as you touch one of us, man, that's it. We're gonna fall on your head. That's it. It's just gonna fall on you, bruh. Hey, 3 is better better than 1, man.
That's right.
2 is better than 1, man.
start that shit, I'm gonna get mine.
That's right. Thank you. Why do y'all watch y'all shot? And we're gonna be 100% justified, man. But we're not out here for that.
We're not out here for that.
We out here to edify, man.
That's right. That's right.
Back in John 3 and 20, it says, and for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light,
Yeah, everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
neither cometh to the light, lest their deeds should be reproved.
Right, and we see that we saw what is this? It's like we saw the error of our ways, man. And we were willing to be shown the error of our ways, man. We understood that the way we were living was contrary to Yahweh Shai and what he established for us, man. So we repented of those ways, man. But 2/3 of our people, they don't want that. You know, a nigga that's a robber, still a nigga, he's gonna stay a robber, still a nigga. because he can get rewarded for that in this world. But in the truth, you ain't gonna be rewarded. You're gonna be rewarded, all right, with judgment, with wrath.
That's what that scripture says. I will turn my face until they acknowledge my offense.
So acknowledge their offenses.
Exactly. About it. Until they acknowledge their offense, man. Because when you acknowledge your offense, the Heavenly Father's gonna start dealing with you, man. He's gonna, turn his face towards you and give you, the gift of faith, wisdom and understanding, so that you can overcome the world, man, and all the trials and tribulations that are gonna come your way.
We real quick, we have to acknowledge the error of our ways every day. We get reproved, rebuke, reprove. We always have to do more.
That's right.
Like I'm learning, I gotta do more. You gotta do more.
We can never do enough, man.
Can never do
and
enough.
the scriptures even say that, man. You can never praise Yahweh B'Shem enough, man. And you should always feel like, look, man, I'm not doing enough, man.
Not doing enough.
I can always do more.
Right.
But niggas in the world don't think like that, man. They do the bare minimum and request the greatest reward, man.
Back in John 3 and verse 20, for everyone that doeth evil hated the light, neither cometh to the light, lest their deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that
right.
they are wrought in the Most High.
So what we're doing, the deeds that we're doing, these are wrought in the Most High. And in the end, they're going to be made manifest. Lord willing, we part of the elect, and we're saved, man. We did our job, man. We did what we was commanded of, man. And this is our reasonable service, man. That's why in the end, we're going to say, look, I'm an unprofitable servant, man. I'm just doing what I'm commanded to do, man. But yet, Yahweh Shua going to have mercy on us, man. Lord willing.
That's right.
We're praying for that mercy, man, because we need it. You see Jake is all bugged out in their minds, man. Bugged out. That demon was angry because we was out here with the truth. And we was out here breakdancing, spinning on our heads and shit, entertaining people. That motherfucking demon when it came from across the street and walked by us, and walked around the corner. You see how fast the nigga was walking? Because them angels is around us, man.
Escorting his ass out of
Hey, escort that nigga straight to destruction, man. Hey, get your ass to the block. We didn't have to say nothing, man.
Because I'm telling you, I was watching him from when he was across the street, and I knew in my mind once he threw the can down, he was making a straight direction over here. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if he come over here, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it, man. He's gonna get rebuked. He's gonna ask you what demon or what's your name, demon? Yeah. And if you put your hands on one of us, man, the spirit of Yahweh Shua is gonna descend upon you, man, and it ain't gonna be for your good. Right the fuck down the block, man. Ain't seen him since, man. He was walking fast too, wasn't he? I thought he was gonna stop, man. Like, hey, man, it's not for you. Go up the block, man.
That's cool. Because all we do is come out here to edify, to hopefully elect. Like the brother said, we don't want to get violent. If that road comes,
shit's gonna happen, man. It's not gonna be good.
It is what it is.
We ain't choir boys up there, man.
Nope.
See, if Joe Osteen or T.D. Jakes was out here, that nigga wouldn't have said shit.
Oh, we gonna bump him.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. If he was like, if they said on Sunday, Waikiki or Kalakaua Avenue at a certain time, T.D. Jakes and Joe Osteen and the lights are gonna be out here, not on the stage, just on the corner with their cameras. They're gonna be preaching. Like the brother said, this should be packed, man.
And they wouldn't use the Bible.
They wouldn't need no Bible. They wouldn't need no Bible. They wouldn't use no words of the Lord.
Show up.
They would just show up.
Show up.
Like when Michael Jackson used to come up out of the stage, he used to stand there like this. He didn't say shit. People just going wild. Ah! Like the nigga was just singing. And the nigga wasn't doing nothing but standing there. With that fucking Jerry curl in his head, man. He couldn't get enough of that damn Jerry curl, man. It burnt on fire. He Jerry curl.
Man on stage.
Yeah, that Pepsi Cola commercial back in the day, man. And that nigga kept rocking that JC, man. But he was up there. But people because they like to be entertained. They want them soft words, them smooth words, man.
They don't want to be free.
Yeah, niggas don't want to be free. Niggas they get that scripture, they trust in oppression and perversion. You don't want to be free. But the truth said, Yahweh Shai said, the truth shall make you free, man. We're in captivity. Even when I said that to that little woman, she got offended. Well, I ain't in captivity. I'm free. All right. So he's like, you in captivity to this day. To this day.
Right.
You in captivity. And you don't want to recognize it, man. And that's the best slave, the nigga that think he's free. Here it is, these other nations are living a million times better than you, man. And you think that you're free, man. They think they free, but you really, you niggas is paycheck to paycheck, project to project, man. You think you free, man. You ain't free.
On the way to be, yeah. It's not that
You in slavery, man. She ain't got no head. She ain't had no man with her, man. Where was her man at? Was he in a hotel room sleep? She ain't got no fucking man.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 62 and verse 10. Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery.
And that's what Jake is. Jake, they trust in oppression and they become vain in robbery, stealing, killing. That wasn't in scripture, but that's Jake too. He's eating.
It says, if riches increase, set not your heart upon them.
And that's what they do in this world. That's what Esau is definitely doing that. He set his heart upon his riches like he can't be broke. They've been winning from generation to generation, so they're like, man, it ain't gonna take no 6 months for me to lose it, but it's gonna take 1 hour for you to lose all of that shit, man. All of that, man. Your rank, your prosperity, your place in this world is gonna be gone in 1 hour, man. And you ain't gonna have no money to pay us off. You ain't got enough money, you ain't got enough gold, silver, nothing to pay us off, man.
Right.
We want that pound of flesh, man. We gonna get it.
Right.
Out of you. We gonna get your cocktail fruit. We gonna get it. Get that cocktail fruit, man. Yeah, that scripture I was asking for is it's in Isaiah, man. They trust in
Isaiah 30 verse 12.
What you got?
I was looking for that scripture that says they have been
Such a son of you, such a son of you. You were washed by the word.
Yeah.
This is the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word.
Yeah, you Jakes despise this word, man. You don't want to hear this word. You don't want to be corrected. I was thinking about this. You don't want to burst. You don't want to you just want to idolize. You don't want to be mad, nigga. You want to socialize, and that's what you niggas want to do, man. Niggas, you don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to hear correction. You don't want to hear the word of Yahweh Shalom Shah. You despise it. But yet, like we were saying, T.D. Jakes, when enough niggas talk, you niggas believe it, man. You don't listen to that shit. You listen to that shit to your eyes turn blue, man. They ain't supposed to be riding on the street.
Hell no, that shit illegal as hell.
Yeah, but if that was a nigga, he'd have been shot. He would have been killed, man. If that was a nigga or a spigger, it pulled up, he'd have been kicked off that bike, man.
Throw down on him.
That is straight up, man. And he on his phone.
Citizens arrested. Shit.
Yeah, all that shit, yeah.
This is prophet Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word.
Yeah, you despise this word.
And trust in oppression.
And you trust in oppression. You trust in this world, you trust in oppression. I don't give a damn how high in society you are. You trust in this world, you are trusting in oppression, man. Because you are being oppressed, man. Don't you know that as rich as Oprah Winfrey is, the lowest Edomite can walk up to her and call her a nigga. And she gotta take it.
Right.
No matter money is gonna be worth more than that Edomite saying nigga to Oprah Winfrey, man. As much money as Jay-Z got, much influence and power this nigga think he ain't got no power. But as much influence this nigga got, he walked into the most Edomite establishment, man, and they will kick this tall, dreadlock wearing black ass out of there, man. He gotta go take his money to another establishment, man. Because these Edomites, they don't want your money. They don't care about your fucking money. They don't care about your influence, nigga.
Right.
They don't like you, nigga. Can you get that through your greasy head?
Nigga, Oprah got her nigga wake up.
She always get a nigga wake up every other year. Especially when she go to Hermes. She go to Hermes, though. Yeah, that was Hermes that kicked that bitch out, man. Not just the one, but it was that store, man. In York, man. Because they don't know that black ass in York. And Oprah Winfrey, when she ain't got them Creole people working on her body, she look like a straight up nigga woman, bruh. A straight up nigga demon.
Nigga man.
An ugly ass, stink, motherfucking niggas. She ain't woke up in Hermes with a do on and them $1,000 outfits, man. She woke up in some slides, hopped in the car with a white shirt on, some sweats, trying to dress down. And they was like, no, bitch, this is you can't afford nothing in here. Even if you can afford it here, you can't afford it in here, man.
Same for you.
This ain't for you, bitch.
This is what they told me.
They don't make Hermes for niggas, man.
They think that they can roll up like Esau do with them beat down
Yes.
New Balance into a store to buy like a bunch of shit.
That ain't how it works. As soon as you walk up in that bitch, the bitch that work at the counter make way less than Oprah Winfrey ever did. And she still look down on that bitch. I still don't like that nigga. Because they tell her in the back, this stuff right here that we making, that's why they don't have price tags on that shit. Because it's not for the average person, man. Louis Vuitton, the reason why all you average people like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Fendi, and Prada is because niggas jump on it in a rap game and start talking about it. But when you go up in there, that shit is not made for. They make fun of you, man. They make clothing that look like Sambos and all that other big lip crazy shit, man.
You see they go in the stores. All that expensive shit. Nigga come out there with a bag.
Yeah. They show you that their money ain't long enough, man. But a first generation goop,
Come in there with bags.
go and leave out that bitch with a handful of bags. They trying to be like Esau, man.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, this place is like, see, in America, y'all can get away with that shit. When you go to Europe, man, they don't play that shit. You niggas ain't up in there. You niggas are not up in the real shit.
They don't want your money.
They don't want your money. They don't want your service. They don't want none of that shit.
Yeah.
You go to Monaco. Go to Monaco and see how many niggas you see up in these high-end stores in Monaco, man. Not one. They don't even work here.
Niggas like Floyd Mayweather. That nigga don't go to foreign countries to watch it. He stay right in the good old USA. Everybody knows him. He got a lot of money. You don't go to foreign countries to spend money and buy shit.
You want to be embarrassed.
You don't want to be embarrassed.
And all the money he got ain't enough, man. Why didn't the store just let Oprah buy a $38,000 handbag? This is from 2013.
She look like a nigga.
It says, why didn't the store just let Oprah buy a $38,000 handbag? On a list of things to be outraged about at the moment, I'll admit this isn't the top. So look, even her getting disrespected, it ain't the top. Nobody cares about you niggas. The Swiss Tourism Office apologized to Oprah on Friday because she wasn't allowed to buy a $38,000 handbag while recently shopping in Switzerland. Poor little Oprah said the sad face. It does make me wonder though, can you ever be rich enough or famous enough or beautiful enough not to be racially profiled while shopping? The answer to that is no!
Hell.
No!
Hell to the no.
Fuck no!
No to the hell.
First, here's what happened. According to Oprah, she went into a fancy store, Sears and took entourage, and without her famously long fake eyelashes, and asked to see a handbag that was secured behind a screen. The saleswoman said, nope, it's too expensive. Look at these bags instead. The O asked to see the bag again. It was from Tom Ford's Croc skin. I went to touch it, that too. But the saleswoman again stared at the media mogul, who is reportedly worth $3 billion, to other bags, and what she imagined would be Oprah's price range. Right? O asked to see the bag a third time, but the saleswoman said, bitch, can't you take a hit? No. Who's apparently trying to protect Oprah from being emotionally crushed by the price she said didn't want to hurt O's feelings, and refused again. Oprah and her $3 billion left the store without buying anything, man. See? They just worth billions, bro. Fucking billions, bro. Can you imagine being worth $3 billion and these dirtbag employer that work for somebody tell you this ain't in your price range? You got $3 billion. She probably make money in her sleep. But yet it wasn't enough. You know why it wasn't enough? Because you're just a nigga. You are just a nigga in this world, man. And she was in the whitest of countries, Switzerland, bro. They're supposed to be showing me pictures of Switzerland all the time. I don't even want to go there, motherfucker, bro. Because I know it's going to hurt my feelings emotionally, bro. They don't want me there.
And you gotta take that dab over there.
Eddie and everything.
They ain't even using money.
They taking a chip.
Yeah,
They got the
They
Caragma.
got the
They got the
Caragma
Caragma over here, bro. So they don't even want your money. That bitch Oprah could have just said, you know what? Give me this whole fucking show, nigga. Give me the whole show. And it still wouldn't have made that Edomite any more that much endearing to her, man. She could have brought the whole fucking store out, bro. That's why I said, like, it happens now. Go into one of these high-end luxury stores. They're not going to come walk to you and help you. Can we help you with anything? Can we take you? Did you not know that all these high-end stores have a back room, bro? They got a back room with exclusive shit in there. You ain't going in there if you a nigga.
I used to do security at what's the jury? Tiffany. Right down the street, I do security there. When you come through that door, they got all the expensive stuff that you can see. But if you got real money, they have 2 security men, one of which I used to be there, take you in the back with six figures and up. They take you in the back, they close the door, they lock it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bring out the champagne and
all that shit. All that shit.
Would you like something to drink? Blah, blah, blah. And they say, okay, this is what we got.
What we got, man.
What we got.
And they got that shit in all of these stores. All these high-end stores, bro. From Ferragamo, Hermes, Yves Saint Laurent, all that. Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada, all that shit, man.
And if you really got money, you will call before you get there.
You know, they're going to call you. They're going to call you. Hey, excuse me. Like this one dude, I used to follow him on YouTube named Manny Corrections and shit like that. This nigga is a real estate mogul. He owned a bunch of high-end cars, particularly Bugattis, man. But you know, a Bugatti is $1 million and plus. Well, Hermes called this nigga when he got his new Bugatti and said, look, before you get your Bugatti, we would like to make the inside of your car all Hermes, man. They called him up. They took his car from the shop where it was built at, took that shit to Italy, man. Made the whole thing Hermes, put 3 Hermes bags inside the car, man. Niggas don't do that. He's an Iranian, man. This nigga got bread, bruh, to the point where they call him. And it ain't that he got money. It's because who he is.
Right.
It's not, if he was a nigga, they wouldn't call him. They ain't calling you niggas. Because they know that you niggas will be rich for the moment and broke the next.
Right.
What Oprah Winfrey got, if the Rothschilds woke up with $3 billion in their bank account, they would lose their fucking mind, man. Right. They kill the whole world, bruh. But see, $1 billion is something to you niggas. Oh, I own a paint. Oh, I got some assets. I got this. You niggas get all excited and razzle-dazzle by that shit. But the Edomites don't. Why? Because they got Edomite supremacy, man. Right. Edomite supremacy is what rules the world, man. That's why, like, in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna be wealthy, but we ain't gonna worry about fucking money. The Israelites, we're gonna have Israelite supremacy. Everything is ours.
Right.
We don't, for real. Fuck it. We only worry about it when we trying to get through the day. We broke, but we rich and famous, man.
I get my job on fucking payday every day, Jake. Every time on payday, this nigga, maybe about 3-4 times through the night, this nigga, man, it's payday. Man, it's payday. Somebody say,
yeah, nigga, it's gonna be broke tomorrow, nigga. Get the fuck.
you getting $1 million.
Exactly, but that's enough for a nigga. Payday is enough for a nigga, man.
Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, it ain't even on my mind. It's just another day to go to fucking work. They go home and be tired.
Yeah, working for the next 2 weeks.
Working for the next 2 weeks. Yeah,
Right.
Which is unlawful too.
that's right. The richest we want is in the scripture.
You supposed to pay a man when the sun go down, man. That day.
That day.
And Jake's supposed to have enough discipline to save his or her money throughout the week, man. So you can pay your bills for the month.
That's right. That's right.
But niggas ain't got it. Oh, nigga, I can't get paid every day. I be broke. Nah, nigga. Fuck that.
For real, bro. Yo.
These niggas are simple, man. And it ain't even real money. Like the brother said, fake ass money, man. There's debt notes, man.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Hey, so with that, Akim, we hope camp was edifying. Again, all praise, sound, and glory go to
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace salutation to you, Akim, out there pushing and defending this gospel throughout the 4 corners of the earth, as well as you believers in Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, man as well as the woman. Hey, shalom till next time.
Shalom.
Shalom to you, but
Shalom to you.